you at the airport, and there's thousands of fans lined up here at the Delta Center to see. I mean, obviously it was tough leaving Arizona and those fans, but what are your first impressions of the reception you received from the Utah hockey fans?
Well, it started with Ryan and Ashley and Smith Entertainment Group coming out to see us right away, and that was incredible. I think it just gave us a great sense of purpose and calmingness to the group. And from that moment on, from the players landing here to seeing the kids out of school cheering us on, all the way to when we passed the fans entering here, it's just been a surreal experience. But the enthusiasm, you know, it tugs at your heart. We're grateful for that. I don't think there's a player here that's come in to visit that isn't emotional about the feeling they get when they see the fans here and how excited they are in Utah to have us.
I think that to piggyback on what Bill just said, I think when Ryan and Ashley talk to us, they talk about how proud they were of Utah and the people of Utah and how important it was for them. And the value they were talking about family, and they were always talking about my wife and I, or Ryan and I, and just the way they respect people and how important it was to do something for Utah, for the city, to bring the team. And arriving here today and seeing all the reception and everything we got organized for us to see the building and the facility and the kids at the airport, everything has been amazing, first class, with a lot of enthusiasm. It made us feel home already. It feel we already want to fight for Utah. So that's I'm blown away right now.
Next question.
Bill, I wonder what your conversations have been like with the Smith Entertainment Group and ownership so far, and especially with regards to on the ice and salary flexibility and payroll especially. Do you see that changing what the team looks like on ice?
That's a great question. We've had a little bit of time just to kind of help out with the transition, with everybody getting to know each other, but we haven't got that far down the line. You know, we sat at dinner last night kind of exhausted and through this whole transaction, and my assistant said to me, "Do you know what? It hasn't even been a week since we've played." and all this has happened. So that's something we're going to move towards down the line. You know, we've got a young team, a talented team. But in truth be told, we're in the fourth year of the rebuild. So what fans are going to get from this team is an exciting young team that can score goals. I think we had 6 20-goal scorers. You know, when you're that young, there's a consistency where you can't be great every night. But the fans are going to love the fact that you've got talented players that bleed on the ice. They give first and second efforts, and that goes from Cooley to Keller to Krause down the line for our team. And it's an exciting team to watch. It's not a perfect team. It's not going to be ranked as one of the Stanley Cup favorites, but it's going to get there eventually. It's only a matter of time.
Next question.
Coach, you referenced as the season wound down, kind of that midseason skid you guys hit kind of came about the same time as the rumors started to fly that the team might be relocating. And then the second time those reports came out, you talked about being able to play through the adversity and have that strong finish to the season. Do you believe that that kind of momentum can carry from one season to the next?
I think, you know, when you have battle scar, that's what builds you as a team. You know, unfortunately, before you win, you need to lose. You need to learn what really make a difference, because, okay, we knew we need to manage our game better. Bill just talked about having young group. It's tough to get consistency because, okay, you know what you have to do, but there's a difference between knowing it and living it and really paying the price for it. That stretch where we got distracted a little bit, we were making mistake where we were talking about it. The guys knew, but there's a difference. Now they have the urgency. Now we saw it at the end of the season when we got out of that stretch. The guys had the urgency of different thing in our game. We had to be better, and we were a way more mature team. You will tell me it's 14 games. Yeah, but for us, it looks like 14 years. That's exactly the way it felt. So we mature as a coaching staff, as an organization, as a group of players in that sense, and we learn a lot. And I think we're a much better team. And it's unfortunate you have to go through those stretch. But in reality, I think it make us way stronger, and I'm confident, really, really confident it's a momentum we will carry on next year.
Hey, Coach. Ryan Miller from KSL. Could you just kind of describe the emotions over these last couple weeks that you've kind of dealt with during learning about it when it first happened and then also coming here?
Okay, how many hours do we have? It's it's been it's just to understand that process was complicated from everybody. That's Billy talk about it. How much impact the visit of Ryan and Ashley had for us, the player and the coach and the staff and everybody, because we understood both ownership, past and present, could not talk. The league could not talk. It was a business transaction they were working in. It's like Billy's working on a transaction right now. Can he talk about it with people? No, he can't. If he is doing it right now, both teams they don't talk publicly about it. They cannot give details to the player and et cetera, et cetera. So that's a transaction. We were caught a little bit in the middle. So yes, we understood that it's part of the business, part of life, but like you mentioned, there were some emotion, there were some real life situation where you don't know what's next, you don't know what's going on. So from the moment Ryan and Ashley came, talked to us, the way they talk about their value and how excited they were about having a team in Utah, and they were talking about the growth happening here in Utah and the population, the young people in Utah and the university and the business market and everything. He got us excited right there. So from there, okay, we felt, okay, now we have some stability here. So now we need to make the transition, and we are excited. We know we have a lot of work to do during the summer to get everything set, but every day hands are on deck. Everybody's all in, so we're excited.
Ian, go.
Hey guys, Ian Mendes with The Athletic, and maybe Bill, this one is for you.
Yeah.
Can you just talk about the benefit of getting a trip like this in April with the players, with significant others, instead of maybe everybody rolling in September, and maybe what this does for the group to visualize what this could look like and give you guys 3 or 4 months here?
Well, I've always felt like if you can plant a seed with a player before they leave and go home in the summer, it can develop and blossom inside them, and they can embrace it. And what you're going to see here very quickly as our players come in, and they've already seen the arena, they've already seen some of the Jazz's facilities, and they're really excited. They're excited about the enthusiasm of the fans and everybody, and it's going to plant a seed. So when we come back into town in August 1st, they're going to be really, really excited. The rink today got them excited, just to know how passionate the Utah fans are and the Jazz, and we want to rev it up in here. We want to become the loudest building in the NHL in here, and that building out there gives us a chance. The way it's built, how steep it is, it's you couldn't design a better building for us. So we're really, really excited about that, and I think our players are seeing that. They're going to go home for the summer. They're going to train extra hard, and they're going to come in and they're going to be all in.
I kind of had on that as well. Get every family excited. My phone is blowing. My wife sent me a picture every 30 minutes of something new, and she's excited. She was the first one who told me, "Can you imagine all those kids miss school to come here to welcome you in town?" That touched her. So Billy and I, before we came here, were in the lobby of the hotel, and the wife of the player were coming back because the entertainment group brought them on a tour to visit and everything. They were all smiling, all excited. They looked like teenagers. That's energy. That's to see our family of the player get excited that much. That showed two things. It's how much the people here in Utah welcome us, and how much that we are excited to come.
Brian Schnee, KUTV2 News. Question for Coach. Coming into the Delta Center for the first time, what was that like for you, given where you just came from in your previous season? And how does it feel to be part of something that has significant capital investment to put more butts in the seats in just a few years?
My first impression when I walk in the building is being sad to think I have to wait 4 or 5 months to get back. That was my first thing. I cannot wait to get on the ice. I think it's exciting to have an opportunity to build something with our fans. You know, there were a lot of questions about names and this and that, and we're curious to know what the fans want, what's to interact with them and to create a relationship with them, create a relationship with you media, to create a relationship with the people here. And I think that's exciting. I think we heard a lot about how loud is the building. Billy just talked about it, how loud is the building for the NBA and everything. So now we want to write our own story and make it a wonderful story in Utah.
Frank Saravalli from Daily Faceoff. Question for you, Bill. You guys have both talked about the range of emotions that you've experienced in the last couple weeks. Andre, you mentioned the battle scars, and I'm sure there was probably a bit of anxiety, but when you step off the plane today, how much did it feel like a blank slate and a fresh start?
Oh, I mean, it's hard to express all the emotion that goes through, and if we think we have it bad, our players dealt with it all year, and they did a great job. You know, the story broke, and I think you broke it, Frank. But when it did come out, you know, our players were so good about it. It was incredible. It was incredible to see the strength of our coaching staff and see our players, the strength that they had. We went out that night and we beat Vancouver, and it didn't faze us, and our group had grown. But it comes down to it at the end of the year, you know, everybody wants certainty, and that emotion's running through your body. And when Ryan and Ashley showed up and gave us certainty that day, you know, there's a lot of great emotions that followed. And you talk about getting off that plane and all the players today, it was a clean slate for them. You could see the joy in their faces when they saw the kids. That I don't know if the kids will ever understand how much that meant to the players. I almost had a tear in my eye coming down, just seeing the kids chanting. I had a tear in my eye because I thought how lucky they were to get out of school to go meet hockey players. But it meant a lot to me personally to see that, and I know our players and our coaching staff were overwhelmed with emotion, and that clean slate we talked about.
That was amazing, to be honest. There's a kid who signed my hoodie. You know, I mean, I was the guy who was asking them to sign. No, seriously, it's, you know, will be my 7th year in the NHL, and I think, I said to my wife, I think it's my best day in the NHL so far. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
John Kuhn, Associated Press. Obviously, you guys have been involved in like trades at various levels in this league. This is probably the first time anyone in the Wild's experienced a situation where you've literally all been traded to a different market. With that kind of transition, what are the biggest challenges ahead in making sure that it's a smooth adjustment and it's something that kind of goes off without a hitch?
Well, there's a lot of different transactions that take place with the families. We're a baby factory right now. You know, the wives have a lot of questions. The Smith Entertainment Group and has been unbelievable about reaching out, getting everything set up for this trip, and trying to reassure them about housing and everything they need about the schools. And I think it's just a great feeling for us as we go through that process. Two things. One, it's going to make our group tighter because we're going through the whole process together, and we're one team here. One team all fighting together. So we're trying to make sure that whether it's coach trying to get his house or it's Nick Bukestad, we're working to help that happen. And I think it's really, at the end of the day, I talked to a couple GMs that have been through the process with expansion and that. And you know, if you use the process right as a group, you're going to get tighter. You're going to become more as one because you're going through the same thing, which rarely happens in hockey as a team. So I believe with the enthusiasm that the fans have shown and us going through, everybody moving together and doing it together and working together, we're going to be a better, tighter group at the end of the day from it.
The other thing I will say on that is, I understand when you talk about, but we're 70 people who got traded the same day and we're going the same place. That's a lot of help. That's a lot, and we're not going somewhere where there's no help. Like Billy just said, the Smith Entertainment Group leading by Ryan and Ashley, and we just talked with Jim, the CEO of the Jazz, and try to help us by any means. And people of the Jazz are there for us. I think we're one team, and I think all of that create some magic. And like Billy said, I think we'll just be tighter with that. You know, when you want to win championship, you need to go through the trenches together. We went through some trenches this year. That's another different situation. So some people ask me, hey, what's that change for you, coach? Not much. Not much. Coaching, X and O's, the breakout in the D zone doesn't change anything. What change is, like Bill mentioned, okay, making sure all the families are set up, make sure everybody has a doctor. We have a lot of guys who are, their wife are expecting during the summer. Make sure that there's some guys have, their kids have school. We have staff as well where their kids have school, and they have, that's it. On the human side, there's a lot to be done. And the other department will be our practice facility, our locker room, and that kind of stuff. But I think we're in good hands so far. Everybody we talk to, all hands are on deck. Everybody's all in, and it's already moving forward. So we're excited.
Alex, next question. Oh, okay. Ben, next question.
This is for Bill, Ben Anderson, KSL Sports. Along those lines, practice facilities, locker rooms, like what do you absolutely have to have done before the season kicks off next year for things to resume operations, and what can you make do with on a temporary basis?
Yeah, we just need ice, you know, whether it's here or it's out at one of the practice rinks. You know, as long as we have ice, we're good, and we have that availability. That's 15 to 20 minutes away from here. So obviously we'll work on that as the summer progresses. But there's rinks here. We're in good shape that way. There's a million different ways that we can do it. I'm pretty confident in our group. And one thing about Ryan, he gets things done. So we're very, very confident. We've had a look at all the Jazz facilities and all the facilities here, and it's incredible what they've done. And we're looking forward to the day that that's all finished for us. But we can pretty much make it, as long as there's ice and we got coach, we're going to be okay.
He bought a team in the NHL and moved it to Utah in 6 weeks. I wonder what he can do in 3 months.
Dennis Romboy from Deseret News. What was Ryan and Ashley Smith's message to you in that meeting last week in terms of what their expectations are for the team on the ice in the coming season and in the future?
Well, I think the first thing it was about telling us who they were and kind of what they stand for, and telling us about the joy about buying the team and bringing it into their family. So I think that's the first thing that they put forth. Since we've been here, we've learned a lot just being around everybody. And it's today we were in a meeting and Jim Olsen was great. He talked about just there's one team here. And everybody's all in, and those are some of the values we learned about the Smith Entertainment Group today, and we loved that. That was a great moment for us. It was all about getting it done. So I think as we move forward, there'll be some more expectations laid forth with the team, and but that comes in time. We're a week in, so I think it takes a little bit of time. But our first impressions of what they've set forth for us has been great.
That's, for me, 3 things I took from that message, for that meeting is they're people oriented. They want to empower people. They care about people. That was the 45% of the message. The other 45% of the message for me, they care so much about Utah. They love Utah so much. They love the people of Utah. And that resonated to me. I was kind of, okay, wow, those people really care. And you could see the emotion when they were talking about it. That was fabulous. And the last 10%, they say, we will win. I don't know when, but we will win. And we will get there. So I like that part. It might be only 10% of his message in time, but resonate a lot with me. But the other 2 big part where they were talking about how much people are important and how much the people of Utah are important for them and how much they care. I think that resonates a lot for me. That's good values. That's good stuff.
Great, we'll take the last question.
Yeah, Scott Gerard with The Zone. Bill, when you look at the offseason, this is obviously a critical time in your job with exit interviews and everything that you've got going on in terms of building the team, free agency, and the draft and the assets that you have. How concerned are you trying to juggle a monumental move in 3 or 4 months with your normal day job that you have to prepare for the upcoming season?
Well, that is a good question because we got a lot coming at us on the hockey ops side. But you just deal with it day to day. I mean, obviously the draft's going to come into priority, and then it's into free agency, then it's into development camp, then it's making sure everybody's coming in on time and talking to the coaches about all the fine-tuned stuff. But for us, it's just taking it day to day. There's obviously some adjustments we have to make on our team, like you do every summer. But we've got people. That's the one thing in this organization. We've got people. We've brought a lot of the hockey ops that we're familiar with, that we work day to day. And everybody's chipped in. Like we said, it's all hands on deck, and everybody's pitched in to do a little bit extra. This is a great time for us, obviously, going into the draft because of the amount of picks that we have, and that gives us options to go out and buy players like we did with Jersey and address some of the needs of the team with picks, or we can go and pick. I personally think we got a good chance at picking at 1 because the franchise has been so many times in the lottery, haven't won it. So odds are at some point in time you got your numbers got to come up. So I feel pretty good about that. But it's an exciting time for us. It can be a little bit overwhelming because obviously, like you said, you throw the move in there. But what's coming our way with the draft and those are exciting times for us. And adding more prospects to this organization is a great thing, and will give us a chance to be a championship team in the future.
Great. Thank you for your time, Bill and Bear. And thank you for the questions. So please hang tight, and we will take just a minute until we welcome Clayton Keller and Lawson Krause. All right, quick turnaround because we have a lot of festivities outside. So we are excited to welcome Clayton Keller and Lawson Krause for their first media availability under the Utah Hockey Team banner. Both share the responsibility of alternate captains and are leaders among their team in many ways. Please join me in welcoming them. So, a little bit of background. So Clayton Keller is a right wing for Utah's NHL franchise. In the past 2 seasons, he has led the team in goals, assists, and points. So far in his NHL career, he has earned several accomplishments, including being selected to participate in 4 NHL All-Star games, including the last 3 consecutive seasons. Clayton was named a finalist for the Bill Masterson Memorial Trophy during the 2022-23 season, which is awarded to an NHL player that best exemplifies the qualities of perseverance, sportsmanship, and dedication to hockey. He was a finalist for the Calder Memorial Trophy, the NHL Rookie of the Year, in 2018, and in 2017, he won a gold medal as part of Team USA at Junior World Championships. Lawson Krause is a left wing for Utah's NHL team. He has scored more than 20 goals in each of his last 3 NHL seasons. In 2023, Lawson won a gold medal with Canada at the World Championships, and in 2015, he won the gold medal on behalf of Canada at the World Junior Championships. On behalf of all Utah hockey fans, I can confidently say we are looking forward to watching you 2 on the ice. So thank you very much for joining us. I know this group is excited to ask you some questions. Same game, state your name, outlet, and who your question is with, please. Andy, we're going to start with you.
Hey, Andy Larson, Salt Lake Tribune. I know, Clayton, we talked in Arizona about kind of your excitement but trepidation about kind of moving out or getting out to Utah and having this experience that you had this morning. Can you just kind of talk us through what that was like and what your reaction was when you came off that plane and saw those fans, those kids?
Yeah, we were all super excited. Obviously a lot went on the last couple weeks, but we were super excited to be here. Stepping off the plane was unbelievable. Just seeing, youth hockey programs, a lot of kids that, know all of our names and things like that. So we couldn't be more excited, and it looks like a pretty full building out there already. So we're really excited.
Aaron Schill, Deseret News. Clayton, how challenging is this division you play in?
Yeah, it's very challenging. I mean, you look at the teams in the playoffs, teams that have, gone through rebuilds, similar situations to us, and, those are where we want to be, someday. And I think, we have a great group of young guys, great staff, great people in our organization. So I think it's really exciting to be here and, see all the support. And, we're definitely going to play hard for them every single night.
This is for both of you guys. Could you just take us through that first meeting with Ryan and Ashley and how much of an impact it made?
Yeah, I'll go first. Yeah, it was important. I think the thing that I can probably speak on behalf of our team, the thing that we respected most was just how genuine they both were. Ryan came into the room, he pulled up a chair, and we just had a real honest conversation. And I think that went a really long ways with our group, with everything that we've been through over the past couple weeks. And, the things that stood out to me the most was just, their positive look on bringing hockey here and their excitement to do that. And for us as players, we're so honored and so happy to be a part of this process, and really looking forward to the future and obviously building something special here and making history.
Yeah, I think you nailed it pretty good there. It's just, he had a normal conversation with us, and, we got to obviously all shake his hand, and then, he took us out to his golf course there in Arizona, and, he paid for everything. It was, a great time getting to chat with him and just talk about, life, how hockey is, things away from the rink. So they were, both awesome, and like I said, we're super excited to be here.
Hey guys, Ian Mendes with The Athletic. Maybe Lawson, I'll ask this to you. You guys landed around 10:30. Obviously it's 4:30 now. If you could just walk us through maybe how you spent these past 6 hours and kind of things that kind of stuck out to you here today.
Yeah, it's been a full day, but it's been a lot of fun. Obviously, like Clayton said, when we got off the plane and we had all the young kids cheering for us, they had the "Go Utah Go" chants going. So it was great to interact with them for a bit, and from there we went to the hotel, freshened up a little bit, and then started doing tours. We did a tour of this facility. It's beautiful, and then we went over to see the Jazz practice facility, and before you know it, we're sitting here in front of you. So it's definitely been a busy day, but very, very fun, and obviously lots to see, and there's been a lot of questions, so it's been nice to be here.
Hi, Alex Vehar with the Salt Lake Tribune. This question is for both of you. You just mentioned you guys took a tour of this arena. Just curious, like some kind of first impressions of the space, the seats, anything else that you can kind of share with us, and kind of how much you're kind of envisioning, actually stepping on the ice in the next few months.
Yeah, it was, looked unbelievable, and obviously they had the ice in there, and it's kind of unique with the seats kind of being right on top of you, and, everything that we've heard is, the building is always super loud, and, they've had, 250 straight sellouts for the Jazz, so, that's super exciting, and, when the fans are involved and, cheering at, nights when things aren't going your way, and, they always have your back, they, can kind of give us some energy, and so we're really looking forward to having them behind our backs.
John Kuhn, Associated Press. What you guys have gone through this offseason is not unlike having a team-wide trade to a different market. The fact that you guys are making this transition together, does it make it a little easier, uprooting and setting down roots in another place?
Yeah, for sure. And, we've kind of had brief conversations about this throughout, some guys on the team. And one thing that we took pride in Arizona was building the right culture. And we now get to bring that here. And, we love each other in our locker room. We have great staff, great coaches, great management. And, we're just so proud to be here. We're really looking forward to it.
Hi, gentlemen, back here. Andrea Urban with Fox 13. I'm just curious, before you came here, what did you guys know about Utah? What did you guys know about Salt Lake City?
Not much, but actually last summer I came here for the UFC event. It happened to be my birthday, so I took a weekend trip and stayed down the street, and it was a great weekend, and it's pretty short, but I had a great time, and yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same. This is my first time here. I've obviously been blown away by the mountains. Obviously, we have the Arizona mountains, but to see the snow, it kind of brings me back to my childhood, being from Canada, and seeing a little bit of snow. It's been really nice.
Lawson, Clayton, for both you guys, Ben Anderson, KSL Sports. You're not just the face of a franchise anymore. You're the face of a cultural movement and a pretty historical moment here in Utah. What does that mean to you both?
Yeah, it's an honor. It's something that, we're now a part of history, and, not too many people get to say that they can do this, and obviously the circumstances over the past couple of weeks have been unlike anything other, but to be here now, we feel honored, we feel blessed, and we're really looking forward to getting things rolling here.
Andy Larson, Salt Lake Tribune again. Wanted to ask kind of about your expectations for next year. Bill talked about this being kind of year 4 of a rebuild for you guys, and talked to some of your fans who said maybe they expect great growth and maybe even a playoff berth next year. Do you guys want to be a playoff team next year? Do you think that's achievable? What do you expect from yourselves?
Yeah, I think definitely. I think a lot of our young guys took some strides this year. Ourselves got better as leaders, and I do believe we're a playoff team. We have a lot of great players in all positions, and we have depth. And I think we're a fast, skilled team, and we can play with anyone when we're playing our best. And I think that's super exciting to have some hopefully new free agents here as well. Guys want to sign here. It's like I said, we're super excited. It's going to be a great place to play, and I think we're only going to keep going upwards, and we definitely have a super exciting young team.
Dana Green with ABC4. I'm sure you've heard a lot of the team names being thrown around there, and do you like the idea that it's going to be decided by the fans in that bracket format, and do you have any favorites yourselves?
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of following it. Obviously, I think it's great that the fans are interacting on this. We want, as hockey players, we want to engage with the community as much as we can. We know how much, they mean to us and how much they can support us. And we want to be out in the community, and I think this just speaks to that.
Ryan Miller from KSL.com. Could you guys just give us a little insight on who Bear is and kind of, just tell us a little bit about him?
The Big Bear. Yeah, I think we can both probably touch on this. Bear is a very passionate coach. He's a very good teacher of the game. This is kind of a tough question to answer because I can't say enough good things about him. He's a very honest man. On and away from, or on and off the ice. It doesn't matter if you come into the rink or have a good day or bad day. He's always going to be the one that greets you in the meal room, says, "Hey, how you doing? How was your night?" He's just an incredible guy to play for, an incredible coach, and he has all the respect from our entire team and from the management, and just a true fun coach to play for. And like I said, he's earned all of our respect.
Hans Olsen with The Zone. What do you both feel like you were missing to be a playoff team this year?
Yeah, I mean, I think, it takes time to, learn how to win in this league. There's, so many things, whether it's young guys or anything like that. I remember when I was a younger guy, there was things that I thought that, didn't matter or weren't a big deal, but, those are the things that matter if you want to make the playoffs and you want to take that next step. You look at some teams last year that barely got in, and a team I look at a lot is Florida. They were kind of around it, and last year they had a deep run, and they, absolutely dominated this season. So I think, they got a taste of it, and just how hard it is to win. When everyone buys in, I think that's when, you can take some steps and reach that next level.
Great. Okay, well, thank you, Clayton and Lawson, so much. We are excited to introduce you to the fans outside and to watch you on the ice. Thank you all very much. The interviews and photos will be available on a content share in a few hours. It's nhlninutah.com/content, so please keep an eye out there. And otherwise, we encourage you to go out to the bowl. We want all media to be seated by 5:15 so the program can start promptly at 5:30. Thank you.
Thank you.